Okay, so I think in the previous class we had discussed about how to analyze a clamper circuit. Okay, as I had already mentioned, there are four possible combinations in a clamper circuit. We had looked at one possible combinations. So today we shall look at the other possible combination of a clamper circuit. Okay. All right. So let us just draw the circuit. So that's a capacitor, the diode, let it be a silicon diode, and when compared to the previous problem solved in the previous class, I'll just change the direction of the battery. Okay, so that the clamper waveform may also change. So that's the output resistor, load resistor, and let the input be again a square pulse. Okay, for simplified analysis. Let it be phi and let this be minus phi. Okay, so the maximum and the minimum voltage. The strength of the battery, let it be 2 volts, and since it is silicon diode, the drop will be 0.7. Okay, and the output is across the load resistor RL. Okay, fine. So let us go to the waveforms. Let me draw the input waveform, which is a square pulse, Vi. So Vi is a square pulse which is varying with respect to time, plus phi and minus phi. Let me just draw the vertical lines for better clarity and proper representation of the output with respect to the input. Okay, so that will be for the output voltage V0. Fine. So when we go through the steps, the first step is to identify the transition voltage, okay, as usual. So students, can you tell me what is the transition voltage now? Plus, minus, minus, plus. Okay, so is it not plus 0.7 minus 2 volts, which is equal to minus 1.3 volts? Okay, is it correct, students? The transition voltage Vt is minus 1.3 volts. Then the second step is to check what happens to the status of the diode during the positive half cycle. Okay, so during positive half of input Vi. Okay, so during the positive half cycle, whether the diode is on or off, positive, negative. So that means we are applying a positive voltage to the anode and negative voltage to the cathode. So this actually switches on the diode. Okay, fine. At the same time, what is this battery trying to do? Negative voltage is being supplied to the cathode and positive voltage is being supplied to the anode, which means the battery is also trying to switch on the diode. However, in this case, since the input is increasing from 0 to plus phi instantaneously, okay, just concentrate on the input waveform, it is increasing from 0 to plus phi instantaneously, so it doesn't matter what the value of the battery is. Okay, does it actually helping the diode to switch on, or is it opposing the diode to switch off? Okay, it doesn't matter. Why? Because the input signal is strong enough, it is plus 5 volts and it is increasing instantaneously. Okay, Fine. So during the positive half of Vi, the diode is on. Okay. Since the diode is on, it behaves like a short circuit. However, the drop across this path is the combined effect of the battery as well as the diode, okay, which is nothing but the transition voltage, that is minus 1.3. So I'll have to draw this transition voltage here, minus 1.3 volts. Okay, so during the positive half, the diode is on and the voltage V0 will be equal to minus 1.3. Okay, what about the voltage stored across the capacitor, which is Vc? Okay, so let us try to find out the value of Vc. Applying KVL, what do we get? The input voltage Vi is equal to the voltage drop across the capacitor plus the voltage drop across the combination of the diode plus the battery. Okay, just note down the notation which I have written. So V is the voltage across, D stands for diode and B stands for battery, okay, additional battery. So it is the combined effect of the diode and the battery. Okay, so alright, so in that sense, what is the input during the positive half? Plus 5 volts Vc. And what is the maximum drop across diode and the battery? It is nothing but the transition voltage itself. So that is minus 1.3. Okay, so what do we get? So therefore Vc will be equal to 6.3 volts. Okay, I hope this is clear for you, students. We have just applied KVL and then we have solved. Okay, so this is the path where the KVL is being applied during the positive half cycle. Then during negative half, during negative half of Vi. Okay, so during the negative half, in the sense we are here somewhere, in this case the diode is off. Okay, whereas during the positive half the diode was on, the diode is on. Okay, so during the negative half cycle, let me just indicate the polarities. Negative half, it is minus plus. Okay, and by the way, the voltage across the capacitor is 6.3 volts. Okay, fine. And during the charging it was like this. Okay, fine. So now during the negative half, we are applying negative voltage to the anode and positive voltage to the cathode. Okay, this actually switches off the diode. So the diode is off. So when it is off, the entire path behaves as if it is a open circuit, so that you can just remove that particular portion of the path from the entire circuit. And let me again apply KVL. Applying KVL. Okay, so what do we get? Input voltage Vi is again equal to voltage across the capacitor. Now it will not be the voltage across diode and the battery, however it will be voltage across the resistor R. Okay, so what do we get? Vi is minus 5 volts is equal to Vc is 6.3 volts plus Vr. Okay, Vr is nothing but the output voltage itself. So therefore Vr, which is equal to output voltage V0, will be equal to minus 11.3 volts. Okay, students, please pay attention on this magnitude. Vr, which is equal to V0, is minus 11.3 volts. Okay, so now how will I draw the particular waveform? During the positive half cycle, it is being clearly mentioned that V naught equal to minus 1.3. So I'll have to draw it like this, minus 1.3. During the negative half cycle, VR equal to V naught equal to minus 11.3 volts. So let me just draw a line here and join it. Okay, so this voltage level will be minus 11.3 volts. Then I'll have to extend, okay, because the input increases from 0 to 5 instantaneously, the output should also increase in the same way. Okay, fine. Now can somebody tell me what is this middle level? Okay, this level, what should be the value, students?
Minus 6.3.
Minus 6.3, exactly. Okay, fine. So that's the clamped output. Now by what amount the output signal has got clamped? Okay, that is the question. Okay, so let us first identify the DC shift. Okay, now you will have to tell me whether the signal, the output signal, has it got shifted upwards or downwards when compared to the input signal. I am asking you, students.
Downwards.
Downwards, exactly. So it is there is clamping, but the clamping is called negative clamping. Okay, so let me just write that the output is negatively clamped. Okay, by what amount? The amount is when you compare the input signal, the input is from plus 5 to minus 5, but the output is from minus 1.3 to 11.3. Okay, so is it not that the output is negatively clamped by minus 6.3 volts? Okay, hope I am correct. Okay, so that's the amount by which the output signal has got negatively clamped. One more thing which is very important is the output correct in terms of the amplitude or the voltage levels? You will have to cross verify it, right? Because in the last class I had told you that one of the very important concept about clampers is that there is absolutely no change in the appearance of the signal. There is only a DC shift either up or down. The shape of the waveform will be the same and its magnitude will also be the same. So for the input, if it is 10 volts altogether, then the output is also 10 volts. Just cross verify. Minus 1.3 to minus 11.3. It is again 10 volts. So nothing has got changed. Okay. There is only negative clamping here. The shape of the waveform is still the same. Okay, fine. Is there any doubt here, students? It's very simple. Okay. All right. So if this is clear, let us try to move forward and check out what happens if the diode is not on during the positive half cycle of the input. However, it is on during the negative half cycle. Okay, so let us just cross verify and then try to analyze it. Okay, so the capacitor C. Now let us just reverse the symbol of the diode symbol. Let the input be the same, square pulse with the same voltage levels also. Vi plus 5 and minus 5. Okay. Let the diode be of silicon, the battery strength be again the same 2 volts. RL be the load resistor and output is always across the load resistor RL. Let me check for the waveforms. Plus 5 and minus 5. Again, for better clarity, I'll be drawing the vertical lines. Output V naught. Okay, so let's try to analyze it. What is the first step? First step is to determine the transition voltage. Okay, so this is minus plus minus plus, so altogether the combination is how much? Vt is equal to minus 0.7 minus 2, so overall it is minus 2.7. okay, so is that correct, students? The transition voltage is minus 2.7 volts. So let me just represent it here, minus 2.7 volts, minus 2.7 volts. Now coming to the second point, during the positive half cycle of the input, what is the status of the diode? Is it on or off?
Off, sir.
I'm asking
Off,
students.
sir.
Off.
Yes, it is off. It is off. Exactly, it is off. So whenever the diode is off, you are not supposed to start your clamper analysis in that portion of the cycle. What does that mean? Let me very quickly go back to the definition of the clamper and check out the steps that are mentioned. Yes, steps for analysis. The first step itself says, start the analysis by examining the response of the portion of the input signal that will forward bias the diode. So this point is extremely important. Okay, that means whether the positive half cycle of the input forward bias is the diode, or whether the negative half cycle of the input forward bias is the diode. So out of those two, whichever portion of the input cycle forward bias is, you will have to start your clamper analysis by that portion. Okay, so going by this point, you will have to tell me, should I start with the positive half cycle of the input or negative half cycle of the input? Students?
Negative half cycle.
Negative half cycle, exactly. Okay, so let me write during negative half of input Vi. Okay, so during this phase we are here. Okay, negative half cycle, the diode is on. The diode is on. Fine. So when the diode is on, what should be the voltage across the capacitor? Okay, so applying KVL again. So what do we get? The input voltage Vi is equal to the voltage across the capacitor plus again the voltage drop across the combination of diode and the battery. I repeat, VDB is the voltage drop across the diode and the battery. So in that sense, now what should be the input now? Is it plus 5 or minus 5? We are in the negative half.
Minus 5.
So it is minus 5. Yes, it is minus 5, which is equal to Vc. What about VDB? VDB is nothing but transition voltage Vt. It is equal to minus 2.7. So this is minus 2.7 volts. So ultimately what is Vc? Voltage across the capacitor? It is minus 2.3 volts. It is very important for us to determine the voltage across the capacitor whenever the diode conducts, because that itself determines the voltage level at the output side. Okay, fine. So Vc is minus 2.3. What about V naught? V naught is nothing but the transition voltage itself, which is minus 2.7 volts. Okay, so students, can you tell me, should I draw the output in the positive half cycle or negative half cycle now? Since we are considering negative half of the input, and during the negative half of the input V0 is minus 2.7, I'll have to write minus 2.7 here. Okay, the line should be drawn here. Okay, why? Because we are in the negative half. Okay, further, during positive half of Vi, what happens? Again applying KVL. Okay, by applying KVL, what do we get? The input voltage V0 is equal to the voltage drop across the capacitor. Now the diode is off. Okay, I'll have to write it here. The diode is off. When it is off, it behaves like a open circuit, so that you can just detach it. Okay, fine. So Vi is equal to Vc plus, so during the positive half cycle, Vi is equal to voltage across the capacitor plus the drop across load resistor RL, VRL. Okay. What about Vi now? Vi is 5 volts. What about Vc? Vc is minus 2.3 volts. Okay. And VRL. So therefore, what is the value of VRL? VRL is nothing but V0, which is equal to plus 7.3 volts. Okay, please pay attention at the voltage levels. Right? During the positive half, output voltage was minus 2.7. During the negative half, during the negative half, the output voltage was minus 2.7. So I just indicated this line. During the positive half cycle, output voltage is plus 7.3. So I'll have to indicate plus 7.3 here, plus 7.3 volts, and then I'll be just joining them because the transition happens instantaneously. Okay, so now if I want to just draw the things. Okay, so can you tell me whether the output levels are correct or not? We'll have to cross verify it now, right? The input from positive to negative cycle is 10 volts. What about the output? It varies from 0 to plus 7.3 and 0 to minus 2.7. So is it not equal to 10 volts? Yes, it is equal to 10 volts. So that means our analysis is correct. We haven't gone wrong. Okay. Suppose by mistake, if you would have got a value which is other than 7.3, okay, say for example if it was 9.3, then instead of 10 it would have been 12. That indicates somewhere you have gone wrong in the analysis. Okay, you will have to cross verify the steps again. Okay, so that's a nice way to cross verify. Fine. Further, students, can you tell me that whether the clamping is in a positive direction or in a negative direction?
Negative.
Positive direction.
Positive direction or
Positive.
negative direction?
Positive.
Positive. Okay, no, it's not negative, it is positive. See, don't go with the transition voltage, just look at the positioning of the output voltage with respect to the input. The input voltage position is from 0 to plus 5 and 0 to minus 5. What about the output? The output is positioned in this way, 0 to plus 7.3. So when you compare it with the input, all I can say that is the clamping is positive. Clamping is positive. Okay, and the amount of positive clamping is plus 2.3 volts. Okay, because 5 plus 2.3 volts will become plus 7.3 volts. All right. Okay, so the most important point here is you will have to consider the input cycle either positive or negative in such a way that it will forward bias the diode. If the positive half forward biases, then consider forward bias. Then consider first the positive half of the cycle. If the negative half cycle forward biases the diode, then consider negative half cycle. Okay. Otherwise, the results may go wrong. Okay. So please be very careful in this step.